So this diagram shows a triangle with one of its angled bisectors. So that means that this line segment, PD, must be an angled bisector. Or DP if you'd like to call it that. So because this is an angled bisector, these two angles are equal to each other, and they are equal to, each individually are equal to 1/2 the measure of this angle here. Okay, so if I want to find the measure of angle FDE, I know that 1/2 the measure of angle FDE is equal to the measure of angle 2, because I know that angle 2 is half of that. Well, I know the measure of angle 2 is 25, so let's actually rewrite this first as the measure of angle FDE is equal to 2 times the measure of angle 2. Okay, so I just multiplied both sides by 2. Well, I know the measure of angle 2 is 25, so I know that the measure of angle FDE must equal 50 degrees. Okay, so here we have a triangle and we're trying to find the measure of this line segment here. Well, the key point for this one is actually the fact that if this is a right angle, then this is also a right angle. So then this must be a right triangle. Okay, so that means I can use the Pythagorean theorem to find this. I know that the square of this side plus the square of this side equals that side squared. So I know that PU squared plus HU squared must equal PH squared. And we're trying to find HU, so I can say, well, HU squared is equal to PH squared minus PU squared. Okay, and I could go ahead and take the square root of both sides, but I'm going to leave it in this form for now. I'm going to go ahead and start substituting in these values. So HP and PH are the same thing, so 2 squared minus PU is 1 squared. Okay, so HU squared is equal to 2 squared minus 1 squared, so it's equal to 4 minus 1. So HU squared is equal to 3. So that means HU is equal to the square root of 3. And if you wanted a rounded answer for that, you just do the square root of 3, and you get approximately 1.73. That's it. Here we're trying to find the value of x. Now we're going to be able to find that by using these two pieces of information here. We have the measure of angle 2, which is right here, and then the measure of angle SUT. Now also it tells us that we have a triangle shown with one of its angle bisectors, so that means that this PU or UP needs to be an angle bisector. Okay, therefore half of this entire angle is equal to the measure of angle 2. So 1/2 of the measure of angle SUT is equal to the measure of angle 2. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is substitute in these expressions for measure of angle 2 and SUT. So 1/2 of SUT is 34x equals 18x minus 1. Okay, so that just means 17x is equal to 18x minus 1. So if I subtract 18x from both sides, I'll get negative x is equal to negative 1, which means x must equal 1.